Hey guys, so in this video I want to talk about Jessica's um, Euphoria. So I'm going to demonstrate to you before I show you the description of the Euphoria. But basically Jessica will be inflicting a lot of poison and AoE poison to the enemies. Alright, so first here I want to show you is this buff, this debuff, the one that look like an X or a hammer. Yep, so this is inflicted every 3 rounds. So first time is at the start of the round, then round 3, round 6, and round 9. Okay, and with this debuff, at the start of the round, it will trigger the poison. So now Jessica will trigger poison at the start and at the end of the round. So if it's at the start, it will not consume any of the poison stack, but at the end, as usual, it will consume the poison stacks. So here I'm going to inflict more poison on the enemy. Okay, so she will be inflict more poison than what she used to do. And if there are more than 5 poison stacked, it will then do a follow attack and attack the unit with the highest HP. So you can see that was a third attack from Jessica. And it was hitting the smaller enemy because it had highest HP compared to this big one. Okay, so that is actually her new kit. Okay, so the third one here is this. So just now after we inflict all the poison, the enemy gain one of this debuff. Fungus or spore, not sure what it exactly will be called in the global version, but you will have this debuff. And when you trigger the hammer debuff, it will then trigger this one. So this one, it will stack and it can stack up to 4 times. Okay, every time a poison is resolved on the enemy, you will have 1. Alright, so currently there's 1, and by the end of this turn there should be 2 or 3, and then at round 3 it will reapply this hammer. So let us check that out. Here we go. Okay, poison is triggered. Okay, more poison is triggered. So the enemy poison was removed, but now they have a lot of poison. So where did that come from? As I mentioned, it comes from the spore debuff. Now it's gone because when we reapply the hammer, as I mentioned, we will then trigger the spore debuff. So basically it re-inflict back a lot of poison on the enemy. So you can imagine if you like have Tuesday in the party, and yep, Tuesday is gonna keep all the poison because you know the poison doesn't goes down when Tuesday is around. So that's a lot of poison, and this is also very effective very effective with Ezio because it inflicts just so many poison. Even Tuesday don't inflict that many poison. Alright, and for her ultimate now, it's just like Soda Beast's ultimate, it will consume all the poison stacks. See, everything is gone. So I have to reapply back. Okay. And see. So there's a spore there, but this one has 2. Okay, this one has 1. That's 2 because they have poison. So when the poison trigger, it gives additional spore. This enemy here doesn't have any poison at all. Alright, I think the enemy will die already. Hopefully it doesn't. Just hit it 1 time. Okay. Okay, it dies anyway. Okay, so this one has 3 spores, right? So and the next round, it will then trigger the hammer and it will inflict the poison. So basically that's how it works. So don't really have to think too much about it. Just basically keep attacking because everything happens automatically. Then you use the ultimate and consume all the poison and do a lot of damage. Of course, with Tuesday, you want to use the ultimate while Tuesday array is active so you don't actually consume the poison, right? So yeah, so now next part I will show you the description of the Euphoria. So for Jessica Euphoria, here it says, when entering battle and for every 3 rounds, inflict fungal invasion, okay, on enemy for 3 rounds. And at the start of the round, resolve one turn of poison, but this will not decrease the duration. Rank 2, after ultimate hits, immediate resolve all poison on enemies. And rank 3, after skill 1 and skill 2, hits inflict 2 poison for 2 rounds, each dealing 30% attacks genesis damage. So this is normal for poison. And at the end of the turn, if enemy has over 5 poison, release a rank 1 skill 1 to the enemy with the highest percentage of HP and gain 1 Moxie. Rank 4, so it says increase damage of all poison by 10%, and when poison is resolved on self, gain 1 layer of fungus. So this is a spore, the debuff, that the one that I show you, okay? The one that is not the hammer symbol. So basically, in round 1, 3, 6, 9, when you inflict the debuff with the hammer symbol, you will then turn the fungus into poison. And for a teammate, obviously the poison teammate, here I show Jessica. So Ezio, okay, Ezio or Willow, but I don't think you want to use Willow. Willow is not that strong anymore, so I would say use Ezio with Jessica, and then you have Tuesday, or you can use Cassandra if you don't have Tuesday, and then you have Sotheby. If you want to have more creep, then you can use Villa. You don't have to use Sotheby, right? So that now all the AP that you have, you are focusing it on Ezio and Jessica. Okay, so that's all I have to share for Jessica. Let us move on to Regulus. Hey guys, so this is a showcase for Regulus Euphoria. So you go for the Star Myth Manifest, and here I have Baccarola, Regulus, Aleph, and Keep Arena. Okay, all of them are R10 except for Baccarola. Okay, so Baccarola's Euphoria is actually very easy. There's a lot of text as well, right? I will show you the text, but most of it you can ignore. The main thing is that you want to put her behind the character that will be attacking the most in your impromptu team. And the reason is because when a character in front of her attacks, why am I fighting this stage? Okay, never mind. Attacks, it will inflict a debuff on the enemy where you will direct all the impromptu to attack that enemy. Okay, something like Voyagers. Okay, and one more thing is that if you have a inspiration that is not used, Regulus will carry it forward. All right, so there's something we want to demonstrate here. But I can't demonstrate that one, so I will keep this one and bring it forward. All right, so 1, 2, 3. Okay, there we go. See, you see the debuff on the enemy now? Yeah. And see all the impromptu just attacking that enemy. Okay, so you see, this is the one that carry forward. All right, so Regulus is as simple as that. So here, trigger this. Okay, but you remember, you got to use it. If you don't use it, it's wasted. All right, so easily you can hit 21 inspiration. right? So that's basically how she works. The rest is just whatever. Like, you don't have to bother about her rotation. If her ultimate comes, then it comes. If it doesn't come, then just let it be. Okay, so that's all for this showcase. I will explain the other description of her Euphoria. So this is a description of her Euphoria. So the first one, rank 1, is pretty much making her a inspiration impromptu character. But here we have, from the start of the next turn onward, gain a preparation incantation, long life rock, at the start of every round. And when entering battle, she also received Restless Heart. And Restless Heart is now dispelled if her attack doesn't crit. So Restless Heart allow her to get 50% more crit and convert crit rate to crit damage. So this is just an extra stats that she's providing to Impromptu. And if she's under Restless Heart, she gained 1 stack of sturdiness. Not too sure why she's getting that. I guess it's just to make the team a little bit tougher, but she's just getting it for herself. Anyway, long live rock, what it does is basically the one that I show you. It keeps the inspiration, that is the highest point, and then it turns into the incantation in the next round. Then you can use it to increase your inspiration. Rank 2, consume 2 Eureka after casting skill 1 or skill 2 and increase the impromptu incantation number of attack by 1. So this is typical for all the impromptu characters. Rank 3, after casting ultimate, at 8 points. So this is also normal or general for all the impromptu characters. And lastly, rank 4, at the start of the turn, the main target of the first attack. That's why I told you to put Barcarola in front of Regulus, because then Barcarola will inflict rock focus on the enemy, not Regulus. Regulus just has to stand there. And you only use your incantation when it is very high in inspiration, or else don't bother using her incantation at all. So for her team comp, go for Regulus, Barcarola, Aleph, and Kiparina. This is the impromptu team. Okay, so yep, that's all for this video. Thank you very much for watching and have a good day. Oh yeah, Regulus is replacing Voyager, but if you do need to have utility like Moxie reduction or crowd control, then Voyager replaces Regulus. Okay, so they are interswitchable, and mainly Regulus you want it to increase because Regulus has better damage boost potential for impromptu compared to Voyager. So if you're against a boss and you want to deal as much damage, you use Regulus. But if you need the crowd control, you use Voyager. Okay, so that's all, and thank you for watching this video. Have a good day.